In this tutorial, I'm showing you step by step how to create the most amazing Matcha Latte Mini Cakes. I'll show you how to master 7 essential Entremet layer techniques and how to build every layer of the cakes from start to finish. My name is Louise and I'm a self-taught cake artist and recipe developer. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create the most outstanding matcha cakes that taste exactly like a matcha latte. This video will teach you how to master 7 different Entremet layer techniques. A moist matcha cake, a crispy matcha crunch, a fudgy matcha ganache, a smooth milk jam, an airy matcha mousse, a shiny white chocolate mirror glaze, and chocolate plate decoration. You can find the full recipe on my website, which you can access with a subscription. If you want to learn more about how to make elegant, layered and delicious Entremet cakes, you can now check out my online course, Master Entremet Cakes at Home, where I show you how to create professional quality cakes from start to finish, right from your own kitchen. Inside the course, I teach you my 5-step formula that I use for all my cakes. Cake base, crunch, creamy element, mousse and decoration. You'll also learn how to make 5 of my signature Entremet cakes, different glazing techniques, discover recipe development and cake design, and also receive PDF troubleshooting guides and Excel recipe course material, giving you everything you need to start creating your own cakes at home. Alright, let's get started! To make these cakes the ultimate Matcha Latte cakes, I first wanted to make a moist matcha cake, because when I say it's a matcha cake, it really has to taste like matcha. I therefore tested this cake several times to finally achieve a strong matcha flavor while still getting a moist texture, the perfect cake base to start our matcha cakes. I start out by mixing all the dry ingredients with all-purpose flour, baking powder, a good amount of matcha powder and salt. It's important to use high-quality matcha powder, as this gives a much purer matcha flavor and a beautiful green color. In another bowl, I whisk sugar, eggs and vanilla paste until the batter is more pale and thick. The whisking of the ingredients ensures that the cake will be airy and not dense. I then stir in the dry ingredients. I'm preparing the liquid ingredients by heating whole milk to a boil, turning the heat off and adding butter and oil. Using both butter and oil ensures a moist cake texture and a rich flavor from the butter. I stir the liquids into the cake batter and put the batter in a pastry ring and bake it at 165 degrees conventional oven for approximately 25 minutes. After the cake has cooled, I cut out small cake bases with a 4.5 cm cookie cutter and cut the top off so the cake is 2 cm tall. I put the cakes in a cake insert mold, level the surface a bit, and put them in the freezer while preparing the crunch layer. For the next cake layer, I wanted to add some texture contrast with a crispy Matcha Crunch. I initially thought about making a combined pistachio nut and Matcha Crunch, as I like the pistachio and matcha flavor pairing, but in the end decided to make a more pure matcha focused layer to get a more authentic matcha latte flavor. I start out by melting white chocolate and then mixing in feuilletine, a bit of pistachio cream to loosen up the texture a bit without the pistachio flavor taking over, some matcha powder, salt, and lastly a bit of lime zest to add a slightly fresh twist to the crunch. I put a few teaspoons of crunch on top of the cakes, level the layer to get a clean cake cut, and put the cakes back in the freezer while preparing the ganache. With moist and crunchy textures in the cakes, it's time for a fudgy element where I chose to make a Matcha Ganache. I wanted this layer to taste exactly like drinking a matcha latte, which is why I chose to make the ganache with white chocolate to resemble the milk flavor combined with lots of matcha powder. I here start out by melting white chocolate and pouring it in a bowl. I then heat heavy cream and a bit of lime juice to add a slightly fresh twist to the cake, as well as matcha powder. I tested this ganache twice as the matcha flavor wasn't strong enough at first, because when I label a cake with a specific flavor, it really has to taste like it. I pour the hot mixture over the chocolate while stirring in the middle with a spatula until it becomes glossy, and then hand blend the ganache. After hand blending the ganache and straining it to remove the last matcha powder bits, I pour it in a piping bag and spread a 1 cm layer on top of each cake. Then the cakes need to set in the freezer while I prepare the last cake insert, a smooth milk jam. To make the cakes taste like an authentic matcha latte, I wanted to make a milk-focused layer as well. I first considered making a pastry cream, as I just love the flavor and texture of this element, but I felt like a pastry cream wouldn't give the correct, more milky flavor that I was looking for. Instead, I ended up going for a milk jam that will balance the matcha layers perfectly. I start out by making my own version of evaporated milk, as evaporated milk is not that easy to find here in Europe. Evaporated milk is similar to condensed milk, but without any added sugar, which gives a more pure natural milk flavor. To make it, I gently heat whole milk and a bit of heavy cream and let it reduce by about 20%. This slow reduction concentrates the milk without caramelizing it, resulting in a homemade evaporated milk. Once it's reduced, it's a perfect base for making our milk jam. The evaporated milk is then heated with heavy cream, a bit of sugar and vanilla to add a bit of flavor until it thickens. This can take quite some time, so you just need to have a bit of patience. Once the mixture starts having a more jam-like texture but still not too thick, I pour it in a box and put it in the fridge for a few hours so it can set. I take the box out of the fridge so it can reach room temperature before I put it in a piping bag and fill a 7mm layer of milk jam onto the cakes. I always use a ruler to measure the height of the layer to ensure that all layers have the same height. After leveling the layer to get a clean cake cut, the cakes need to freeze fully overnight. To encase the cakes and make a layer that combines a milky flavor and matcha to resemble a matcha latte, I'm here making a matcha mousse. The white chocolate and the whipped heavy cream resembles the milky flavor we know from the latte, and combined with the matcha powder, it tastes exactly like a matcha latte. This mousse is also super airy and has the most beautiful natural green color from the matcha. I make the mousse by first melting white chocolate and pouring it in a bowl. Then I'm heating heavy cream and matcha powder almost to a boil. Whisk in soaked gelatin before pouring the mixture over the white chocolate. After it's cooled off, I whip heavy cream to a lightly whipped cream and fold it into the matcha chocolate mixture. I prepare the silicone molds by adding a piece of acetate sheet in each to extend the height of the molds. I then fill the molds with the mousse and put in the frozen cakes with the milk jam facing downwards. Lastly, I level the bottom with a small palette knife, and then the cakes need to freeze fully overnight. I wanted the cakes not only to taste like matcha, but also visually to look like it, so I decided to cover the cakes with a green mirror glaze. I chose to make a colored white chocolate mirror glaze, where I only added a bit of green color, but no white color, just to get a slightly transparent green glaze, so the green matcha mousse under also would shine through. I make the glaze by first putting chopped white chocolate in a tall jug. In a pot, I'm heating glucose syrup, sugar, water and heavy cream almost to a boil. whisking in soaked gelatin before pouring it over the white chocolate. I then mix with an immersion hand blender until the glaze is super glossy and add a tiny bit of green color. Then the glaze needs to cool to 34 to 35 degrees before we can glaze the cakes. Once the glaze has cooled, I place the fully frozen cakes on a baking cooling rack and pour the 34 to 35 degrees hot glaze over the cakes. I use a small palette knife to remove the glaze excess and place the cakes on a cake plate. Now we can move on to the final part, decorating the cakes. If you've been following me for a while, you'd know that I made a matcha cake last year that had a beautiful chocolate plate on top. And for these mini cakes, I wanted to replicate this design, but instead make it into a mini version. I start out by first preparing the different chocolate ribbons, where I've colored the chocolate in a beautiful shade of green that will match the natural matcha colors inside the cakes. I then make the chocolate plates by pouring tempered chocolate in between acetate sheets, leveling the surface with a rolling pin, and then quickly before it's set, I wrap the chocolate around a 4.5 cm cookie cutter and close it with a 6 cm cookie cutter around. I repeat this 6 times so there's one chocolate plate for each cake. Once the chocolate has set, I release it from the acetate sheet and melt a plate in the chocolate with a hot 6 cm diameter cookie cutter. I try not to add pressure as that can break the plate, but instead let the chocolate melt by itself with the hot cookie cutter. Now that the plates are ready, I use a 4 mm and a 5 mm round pastry tip to melt holes in the chocolate plates. This will create a dimensioned look and allow me to decorate the holes later on. I first put the whitest ribbons around the cakes and then the second whitest ribbon. Finally, I gently place the chocolate plates on top of the cakes and decorate the holes with white flowers, purple flowers, and small green leaves. And here we have the final cakes that I'm so excited about. I love the green color palette that clearly signals that this is a matcha cake, and the beautiful chocolate plate on top that elevates the cake design and gives the cakes a rounded and dimensioned silhouette. After I made the matcha cake that I made last year, I realized that there is a huge community for other matcha lovers out there, and that is actually why I decided to make these ones, but in a smaller version and with a slightly different flavors. I'm a huge matcha lover, so for me it really has to taste like matcha, so there is a lot of matcha in these cakes, but then perfectly balanced also here with the milk jam. I love the textures, I love the flavors, it really all comes together, and yeah, I'm so happy with these small cakes. I hope you get the chance to make these outstanding matcha cakes at home, and if you like my videos, make sure to subscribe, and you can also check out my Entremet cake playlist here. See you in the next video!